Alrighty, for the past couple of days I've been busy working here in our new 100-foot Caterpillar tunnel. And for those of you who watch our channel on a regular basis, you may be wondering, Mike, when did you set up that Caterpillar tunnel? Well, hold on, I'll tell you. And for those of you who don't subscribe to our channel, make sure you click the subscribe button below so you can follow us on a regular basis. Well, when we set this thing up, especially when we bent these hoops here, well, I had some jerry-rigging to do. I don't know if that's a word, but we set up a jerry-rig system so that way we could bend these hoops. So let's travel with me back in time to see when we put this thing together. Whoa! Whoa! Not that far back. Okay, here you go. For the frame of our Caterpillar tunnel, we bought these 10-foot poles from Lowe's, and we got 30 of them, and you space them every 5 feet. And we got 30 because for each hoop, you need 3, at least for building a 20-foot wide one, which we're trying to do. You should have seen us when we were in Lowe's, loading all these poles, and we pretty much took most of what they had. Now that I have the poles unloaded, I'm gonna make a fire so I can at least retreat to the fire to kind of get warm every now and then. Alrighty, we had a little bit of a rough start because our first hoop that we did was slightly bowed, and that was because of us. But we worked it out, figured out how to level it out and level up our table, so that made a big difference. Because as we were pushing the pipe through the table, we didn't realize as it was going through, it was starting to turn. So then as it was doing that, we were making quite a warp in it. So trial and error, we learned and overcame. But we got through that. Once we figured out that we needed to make sure it was completely even and have a longer table set up, that was key. Most people use a picnic table or set up their own long table to do this on. So we were just kind of doing what we needed to do to kind of figure out just to make it happen. So in the future, if I do more of these, I will be getting a picnic table or making a longer, more sturdier, stronger table. But today we did what we had to do, and it started working out fine once we worked out a few kinks. And we've been bending the hoops today. We were using this hoop bender from Bootstrap Farmer. This one is for 20-foot wide Caterpillar tunnels. And they also have smaller ones as well for, I believe, 12 feet and 10 feet as well. So if you're looking to build a Caterpillar tunnel and you want to save yourself some money, you can actually get a hoop bender and bend your own hoops. And we're almost done. We have just 4 pieces left. And here are the ones that we've already bent so far. Like I said earlier, in the future, I would like to use a picnic table to do this and make a setup with that. But today we're just doing what we have to do to get the job done. And it's been a big help having a second person to do it. And Ben is back again, helping us out. So we have 4 pieces left, and we're just gonna show you real quick how we're doing it. So it's kind of like a ghetto setup here. We have these blocks holding our table in place, block on each side. So that way, when I'm trying to bend each hoop, the table's in place. And that loud crash. What's this side? Alrighty, we're gonna try it again. So, these blocks are holding this table in place, is basically what I was saying. And we're gonna put our pipe right through here on the hoop bender into that slot there. And then I'm gonna put this to get leverage on the end. And it's really been helping out to use this. Makes it a lot easier just getting that extra bend in, especially at the end. First couple bends are real easy, but it gets harder. I was watching on YouTube with Ben. There's this older lady who was doing this, and she made it look super easy. I don't know if she's just some super strong older lady, but it definitely requires some muscle. So I may make it look a little easier than it is, but there is some muscle involved. Unless you're that super old lady, and maybe you're watching this vlog randomly. Alrighty, so it takes about 7 or so pulls or bends to get the curve that we want. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you do it. And just a little daily dose of some drama. Right now, it's not really dramatic, but a little problem I have to work out. Right here, as we are pulling our hoop bender here, it was pulling our nut and bolt up and bending it. So I would leave it on here, but I need to bend some hoops with our smaller hoop bender. So I'm just gonna have to work at it, figure it out. Ah! All right, so I got one of the nuts off the bolt, but this other one is just not coming out. So I'm gonna have to try to cut it. Woo! All right, this next piece we're gonna bend is actually for our greenhouse here. Way back when the hurricanes were coming through and our greenhouse got picked up and moved and shuffled all around, we lost a rib. So I need to actually go ahead and replace that rib now that we're doing it. So that's what we're gonna do. I just got one rib to replace. So that's what we're gonna do right here. I'm just afraid this might come off, so watch that. I still couldn't get that screw in very well. Let's go see what happens. All right, I don't know why, but this metal, I've had it for a long time, was so much easier to bend than the new stuff we bought. So, something to keep in mind. If you're dealing with older metal or different metals, it may be a lot easier to bend. Maybe that's why that older lady is super strong in bending them. Because if she was dealing with this pipe is so much easier to bend. So after bending all those hoops, we started to prop up one of the hoops that we had assembled and put together. And after looking at it, I said, it is just too big. Ideally, I like to have systems where one person can work and set things up if it comes down to one person needing to do it. So we were going back to the bending board. Thankfully, we had another hoop bender where we could make the radius of these poles tighter, so that way we can make our tunnel smaller. This time, instead of using a jerry rig system, I decided we're gonna set something up differently. We're gonna set up our hoop bender on the backside of our grow room wall. Graduating from the jerry rig system and setting up the hoop bender on a 2x6 and attaching it to the wall made bending the poles so much easier. It went from being a multiple person job to being a job that one person can handle. Hey Micah, are you doing some recycling? Mm-hmm. I like your hat, Micah. Mm-hmm. Did you get that from the Reed family? Mm-hmm. Can you tell them thank you? No. And we did a quick setup. Later on, we plan to do a more permanent setup. Well, there you have it. Now you're caught up with us where we are now in our caterpillar tunnel. There's still some tidying up that we need to do to secure it a little bit more, but we at least have it where we can work in it now. And we have some rain coming once again. Yes, we've had so much rain, but we have rain coming again. And I can at least work in here with keeping the beds covered, even though it be raining on the outside. Well, that's it for this vlog. Hope you enjoyed our crazy adventures in setting up our new caterpillar tunnel. We'll see you next time, and grow on.
Thanks for watching.
Feel free to leave a comment below, even if it's just to say, hey. Also, make sure you don't miss any of our new videos. So, subscribe and sign up to receive notifications each time we release a new video. Also, you may want to check out these videos right here. And also check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. See you next time.